All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is basically the final Fata Morgana stream of the main game, that is. We still have Requiem to do, which I've saw a lot of people asking in the comments last time. Yes, I am doing that, but it is not going to be next. The Chaos Head situation is getting quite interesting, but that's not going to be the next one because it's not ready yet. But Seabed is still next, but Higurashi, depending on the situation with Chaos Head, the Higurashi streams, which I know not as many people watch, but I'm just saying it just to inform you guys, will be delayed if it gets ready before then. Basically, I might finish Kageboshi before. It'll probably be around the time Kageboshi finishes, maybe. But Toki Hogushi is short, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it by ear after Kageboshi finishes, and depending on how close to finishing Chaos Head is, I will make a judgment call there. But next time in 2 days, we are absolutely doing Seabed. And Requiem will absolutely, definitely be done by me sometime this channel this year. I can guarantee that. I loved Fata Morgana. And by the way, hello G-chan, hello Lambda. Welcome to the stream. And you're not late, G-chan, don't worry. So, here we are doing. I don't know if a lot of visual novels do this, but we have something called Backstage, which I've heard is a lot like the all-cast reviews in Higurashi, and I loved those, so I can't wait to see this. And not only that, but the Fata Morgana team at Novectical made a special little bonus thing for 2015 April Fools, which we are going to play right after this. You didn't miss anything, Lambda, just me going on about the schedule after Fata Morgana. All right, let's get into it. Hello, Soars. Welcome to the stream. Excuse me, what are you doing here? You. Yes, you. I wish I knew how all these uninvited souls kept finding their way to my mansion. Well, never mind that for now. The fact that you're here means you've uncovered all the mansion's mysteries. Yes? No, Lambda. Chaos Head is not ready yet. But Chaos Head will be ready quite soon. So it will probably take the slot of Higurashi. Once that finishes. It all depends on when that's ready. The fact that you're here means you've uncovered all the mansion's mysteries, yes? My congratulations for having the fortitude to endure such a grim tale. Yeah, there was a lot of tragedy. I would ask you what you thought of it, but unfortunately that is beyond even my powers. Since you're here, though, how would you like take a little tour of the house? That is, if you're willing to take this hand. You've got a strong stomach, at least. Before we begin our little trek, I would like to emphasize that this is, as the title implies, a look behind the curtains of the house in Fata Morgana. If you just completed the game and would like some time to dwell on it, you are welcome to head back now. But should you choose to continue, I encourage you to do so, knowing that what you're about to read does not in any way respect the tone of the game proper. We're going to get wacky! You'll be making your way into heads of the staff themselves, and I promise you, it's not a pretty sight. You'll see people who shouldn't be here, things that contradict the events of the game, a general sense of pandemonium and non-canon. You do your best not to think much of any of it. That said, I would prefer not to have to guide you around the house all by myself. Not because I have anything in particular against you, of course. I simply think that it would be inappropriate for him not to accompany us. Yes, him, the story's protagonist. Let us be off then. I found another split end. Look, this one's split into 3. Oh, she was excited. Right, look, this one's split into 3. I don't know why you're so excited about split ends. If my hair's such a mess, maybe I should just cut it all off. I'm not particularly attached to having long hair. I'm not sure how I feel about that idea. I quite enjoy playing with your hair by myself. Says the woman who once called me a hair monster. I didn't actually mean that. I was just, a little overwhelmed at the time and about how unexpectedly handsome you were. But I couldn't bring myself to say it. I hope you two sickening lovebirds spontaneously combust. Hello, Void Dweller and Nana. Welcome to the stream. Hey, what was that for? Be careful what you wish for. Quite literally, you might actually go up in flames. How long have you been standing there, Morgana? As the true master of this house, I am everywhere at all times. You know the song from Shadow the Hedgehog? Yeah. Even in the bathrooms. Don't worry, when I was in your position, I closed my eyes and plugged my ears when you were doing your business. I think that's enough toilet humor for the time being. Especially in front of our guest. Oh, that was Morgana. God damn it. I think that's enough toilet humor for the time being. Especially in front of our guest. You're the one who brought it up. Wait, what guest? Oh, so you can't see the soul beside me? That's quite a shame. Could they be who is watching over us? I better give them my thanks then. You're welcome. Hello, oh god, Juko and Oshima's here. The ultimate despair. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, I can't see you there, but either way, thank you very much for accompanying us to the end of our story. No problem, Giselle. I rather had a great time. Go on, Michel. You thank them too.
Thanks.
You're the protagonist. Surely you can do better than that.
Could you really consider me the protagonist?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say so.
What? Did you hit your head and lose your memory again? It just never really seemed that way to me.
I can understand that. You didn't become an active participant in the story until the end of chapter 4, Michel.
In some ways, you could call the first 4 chapters an extended prologue.
But once you reclaimed yourself, you were most definitely, absolutely playing the protagonist. Especially the final chapter. You had me swooning by the end!
Sure. Thanks.
I'm going to bring Michel with me. And only Michel. Oh my god! Oh my god, I gotta see it! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god. We're gonna get to see them fight over him! Yes! Yes! Oh, what about me?
Because with you around, he turns into a lovesick, airheaded dope. He's about as useful to me as a wet paper sack full of potatoes.
Michel is just totally checked out.
Come on now, get moving.
Are you sure I can't come with you?
Absolutely not. You spoil him, in more ways than one.
Michel's like,
I'm just here, I'm done with my job. What are we going to do, though?
what do you think, my dear? What any respectable behind-the-scenes extra would do, of course. We're going to visit each room in the mansion and faff about like a bunch of fools.
That sounds a lot like spend 1,000 lines talking trash about Michel to me. I seem to recall plenty of faffing about in the main game anyway. Why don't we do something we couldn't do there?
I have just the thing. They're cue cards.
Cue cards?
They've got profiles and other miscellaneous notes from the creators about each of the characters. I thought they might come in handy.
I can see them being useful, yes. But why exactly do you have those?
Apparently it's the maid's job to give the star of the show his notes.
Is that a fact?
If I'm not mistaken, the maid has cue cards and the other extra as well. Other extra? There's another one? Besides the other one I'm about to do? Was this released after the other one? Oh, it's fine, OA. People can make up whatever they want. Ah, jeez. I like all the different names people are coming up with for it.
I'd rather pretend those miniaturized things were not actually us. I can't help but feel the creators were screwing with us on some level.
Actually, since we're here, maybe we should start with the two of you before we head out. I'll read your profile, Michel. I doubt you'd want to do it yourself, would you? Hand over the cue cards. Alright, now let's begin. This pathetic long-haired man is, believe it or not, the protagonist of the house in Fata Morgana.
See, I told you this is how it would go!
You can't deny a lot of readers probably didn't expect the creepy white-haired recluse to turn out to be the main character. According to this, two of the creators' goals for this game were to subvert readers' expectations and cast light on old information the further you progressed through the story. You two are probably the most obvious examples of that.
Don't forget about yourself, Morgana.
Hello, Zenmin. Welcome to the stream. I'm sure Morgana's she's being tsundere. She's being tsundere. I'm pretty sure. Even before the focal point of the game, my story was revealed. There were examples of lines or events taking on new meaning as each of the first 3 chapters developed. Though perhaps there are some people whose interpretations did not change throughout the course of the tales.
That is true.
Oh my god! Of course we gotta have Michel dunking on Mel. Hello, David Lohman. Welcome to the stream.
At first, Mel seemed like a fairly likable young man, but by the end of his chapter, he had revealed himself as a helplessly worthless child.
The second chapter was pretty crazy too. When we found about, ukulele. That was it!
No, that's not how you pronounce his name. As I recall, it's eucalyptus.
You already made that joke. Let it go, please. You're more tiring than Collider and her freaking Team Michel bullshit. That creature doesn't need a name. Just call him the Beast. Chapter 3 was something else too. My impression of Jacopo and Maria had turned completely around by the end. At the end of the chapter, you learn what kind of man he really was, which then ties into the revelations in the final chapter. Piles of human garbage, the 3 of them. My god, Michel is so awkward during all of this. But we'll go into more detail about them later. Right now, it's Michel's turn. The core aspects of his character are justice and righteousness, quite fitting for a hero. What? Why are you looking at me just like I told you the sky is purple? I,
wasn't expecting something so flattering to come out of your mouth. Nor do I really think of myself that way. I'm hardly a paragon of virtue.
That's true. Putting a knife to a woman's neck isn't very righteous.
My sincerest apologies.
You had your reasons. I know. But it was pretty terrifying at the time. I don't hold it against you, though, because now you're my boo. Anyway, why those are the core aspects of your character. They got buried over the course of the abuse and misfortune you suffered throughout the story. Your circumstances in life force you to repress yourself, and once you are free from those restrictions in the final chapter, you are able to act as the man you truly are, or something to that effect.
I'd say it was Giselle's influence more than anything that got me through the final chapter. Like I said in the game, I couldn't have done it on my own.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
I really need to peel these two apart. We'll never finish if they keep making goo-goo eyes at each other every 10 seconds! If that's supposed to be my character, then there's one thing I can't wrap my head around.
And what would that be?
How all the promotional material portrays me.
Interesting. I've never seen any of the promotional material. So I wonder how it did.
Ah, the staff has a fondness for being misleading. The writer especially. Take my portrayal in the demo's backstage area. Extra. What was that all about?
Oh god, I wish I knew what that was.
Well, it was the demo. I'm sure they just didn't want to spoil the surprise.
It was fun calling you my whipping boy, too. Oh my god!
And your portrayal makes sense if we assume the Michel there. From when it was just the two of us living in the mansion. You were pretty damaged at that point. Which was largely my fault. I suppose. A little. Maybe. Sort of. Yes.
In any event, the promotional materials are already out there, so there's nothing you can do about it.
You are, for all intensive purposes, officially a NEET. Well, now that the game's over, I have a couple of things I'd like to get off my chest. And what would those be? I never wanted to be a recluse!
Well said. Well said indeed.
Also, I never wanted to die a virgin!
Oh my god! Well said. Well said indeed.
Though I must say it seems rather irreverent to joke about either of those, knowing what we now know.
Well, it's not like we're the ones writing. We just say what we're told to.
Regardless, I can't say I'm completely satisfied, but I'm happy enough my story was adequately explained in the game itself. I'm genuinely impressed you can be happy about any of your story. Considering the kind of hell you were put through. There were how many dead ends? And you took quite the beating on more than one occasion.
Seriously, I am shocked that Michel survived as much as he did.
A lot of that does fall on my head, I suppose. Kind of. Maybe. Sort of. The ending was perfect, though. So yes, I'm happy. Please, for the love of all that's holy, stop smiling! I can't see it as anything but pitiful. Why? Because in this story, you're the king of misfortune. Oh, that reminds me.
There's something on your profile even more crucial than your core of justice and righteousness. You were apparently born under an unlucky star. And that's why, no matter what you do or where you go, you're destined to have terrible things happen to you.
Why must the universe be so cruel to me?
Well, I am the Queen of Misfortune! So perhaps they just wanted someone else to be as miserable as me.
Giselle had it pretty bad too.
What? You think so? I don't think I had it nearly as bad as any of you.
You spent centuries completely and utterly broken.
That's all in the past, though. I'm back to my old self now, and that's enough for me. You are unnaturally skilled at whitewashing the past. In fact, the both of you are far too forgiving. Although, I suppose that's why you ended up as the hero and heroine of the story. But I'm still the anti-heroine.
You say that like it's something to be proud of.
Well, that about covers the main character, Michel. In conclusion, he's a 27-year-old man with his head in the clouds who talks like a character out of a bad fairy tale.
What happened to all of that about justice and righteousness? Why couldn't you conclude with that?
He also has no sense of humor and doesn't realize that they're the exact same thing.
Could you try not buttering me up only to tear me back down again? Even the inverse would be preferable.
Oh, hush, Baka. I knew it! I fucking knew it! I told you! I called it! If that's not confirmation, then what is?
And to top it all off, he's completely incompetent when it comes to romance. I knew it! I knew this was how it was going to go!
I'd rank you being made fun of number 2 in terms of when you're most interesting, Michel.
Gee, thanks, that makes me feel so much better.
Now, since we have seemed to fallen back into our usual routine, let's move on to Giselle, shall we? Me next? No, I've got butterflies in my stomach. And here we have, believe it or not, the heroine of the game. What's so hard to believe about that? Tell me, would you have ever imagined the maid with her creepy laugh was once this bubbly ball of energy? I'd rather not think about my time as the maid. I can't say I blame you. Your mind was complete mush at the time. Oof. That seemed to like auto-scroll or something.
If you allow me to say, the maid outfit was quite the eye-catcher. Hold your tongue, my dear!
That auto-scrolled. I did not click that. Now I have to ask, Giselle, where in the world didst thou pick up those laughably flowery speech patterns? Are you sure you want to know?
Is there any reason I wouldn't?
I know what she's gonna say. I knew it! I picked it up from you, Morgana.
No!
Excuse me? Like, when you're really ripping into someone, Morgana, you kind of start talking like a character in a stage play.
You're calling me theatrical? How dare you! I cast you down into the fiery pits of hell to burn in all eternity!
You take that back.
So they made speech patterns with mortal Fata Morganas, huh? That would definitely make sense, considering the tone of the 4th chapter. Don't you be talking about me even in your head! Not a word.
Regardless, my speech patterns and the maid's share nothing in common! Oh, count me in with that, Nana. And you're terrible human beings for so much as suggesting it. What are you smirking about? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that human Morgana is kind of incredibly adorable. I agree! I agree! I agree! Oh my god, I think I said that exact thing at the end of last episode. Ah, you're blushing! Just look at her, she's blushing! Oh, be quiet, Baka. Now you're just going to stand by and watch as your girlfriend insults me like this, Michel?
Yes. I have to agree if you ask me. You are pretty adorable right now.
I knew it. Michel thinks so too. It's like 2 tiny little tomatoes are growing on your face.
I am not blushing! And if the 2 of you don't back off, I'll cast a curse on your souls for all eternity! That seems a bit excessive.
We seem to have gotten off track. Let's take a look at Giselle's profile now, shall we? I can't imagine there's much written there. You obviously aren't a very good judge of your own character, then. No sane person would spend centuries waiting for a man they only knew for a year. It isn't the amount of time we're together that matters. Besides, it was more complicated than that. With how we were forced to part ways, there was no way I could let it end there. Also, we're bound on a cellular level. Yes, yes!
I think I just vomited in my mouth a little.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
Moving on.
So, as you can see, Giselle has her own fair share of baggage as well, besides the baggage on her chest. But she's an optimistic woman, proactive about moving on. Hidden behind the maid was a fairly classic heroine character. Giselle and the maid came about because one day, the creators decided that they really wanted to see a cheerful young woman turned into a broken husk of a human.
Oh, Giselle.
Another thing they wanted to do with Giselle was start out with her as essentially the story's narrator, and then over the course of the game pull her out of that position and turn her into a real character.
On a somewhat unrelated note, Giselle's portrayal, or the maid's I suppose, outside the game was possibly worse than mine.
Yeah, seriously, the maid is definitely portrayed very creepily in promotional stuff. It was. I was practically evil in the demos backstage scene.
I'd estimate about 70% of the character the staff tried to pay off as the maid was actually Morgana.
And now you're making it sound like I'm evil now. That I will not stand for.
You weren't evil per se, but you were definitely an antagonist for a good portion of the game.
We've already established that the staff gets off on being intentionally misleading. Oh my god!
So let's just assume that's what it was and move on.
Before I forget, there's one other important note on Giselle's profile I still need to go over. Oh? And what would that be?
She has the largest breasts of anyone in the game!
I saw that, Michel! I saw you sneaking a look! Don't think you can fool me! And if you want to know what I think of that, you gotta wait until we're in the bedroom.
It's hard not to look, frankly.
You guys have no idea what it's like. My shoulders are constantly stiff. It's terrible. Hold on a second. Didn't it say in your profile? Oh god, jeez.
That you prefer small boobs? What? I never said that!
Oh my god! That's the most hilarious. That is the most hilarious Giselle face. Hello, Aki. Welcome to the stream. That is the funniest Giselle face.
And who do you think we're going to trust here? But enough of that. That's Giselle and or the maid for you.
She started out the game seemingly full of secrets and possibly scheming something.
And she turned out to be ideal waifu material!
Ideal waifu material! I like the sound of that.
Why does she get so much better treatment than me?
The story is supposed to be, at least to some degree, about Michel's growth. So without Giselle around, I imagine it would have ended failing that goal spectacularly. Okay, Ji-chan. We'll see you later. Have a good rest. Thanks for coming.
Most likely.
The two of us kept each other going. Now, that about sums up everything I have to say about you two. So we're going to go for a little walk around the mansion. You stay here and keep yourself entertained, Giselle. I'd rather come with you.
I'm staying too. No, you're coming. If you don't, I'll get another curse on their 3 souls. Or do you want all your hard work in the game to go to waste? Oh, you don't have to threaten me. Okay, fine. I'll be back shortly, Giselle.
Have fun. I'll be here when you get back. Here, Michel. You can have the cue cards back. It is now your job to read off their profiles.
Do I really have to? You might as well do something!
What happened to the Michel from the game's climax? Because right now you look like
Breathing is too much effort to bother with. I just don't think I'm the right person to be talking about other people's characters.
You might have a point. If you don't have someone to keep you in check, you'll start defending anyone, no matter how heinous. You really ought to learn to call a sinner a sinner.
Was she asleep for half the game?
Anyway, it's your job. Understood?
Well, whatever.
Let's get going then, shall we? We'll start by visiting the 3 men who instigated my curse. And I think I'll let you, our guest, decide the order. Now go on. Take your pick. I may as well go in order. Off we go then, to see the spineless little boy. We came to pay you a visit, you spineless little boy. Hey! You showing up out of nowhere and that's who greet me? What are you two doing here anyway? We have to talk to you for this behind-the-scenes extra. Do you really think anyone would visit you if they had a choice?
This is an extra, like you said. So can't we make this a pleasant affair?
Also, I know you like calling me spineless, but I don't think I'm that big of a wuss. If you ask me, I'd say I handled myself pretty well around the white-haired girl by the end of chapter 1. And I definitely put in some good work in the final chapter.
I'll agree with you about the final chapter, but the end of the first chapter doesn't leave the best impression.
Can you really blame me? How was I supposed to predict Nellie would go so far?
No kidding.
Go on, Michel. The cue cards. Share this spineless child's profile with all the world.
Let's see here. It says here that the desire to be loved is one of the themes of Mel's story. His unconditional kindness for others was rooted in that desire.
Could you be any more pitiful, my dear?
I don't think that's a terribly unusual trait. Some people need the validation and love of others to make it through life. That's only human.
See? I told you you'd start getting defensive.
I don't see the point in being as harsh on him in the extra as I was in the main game.
On that subject of the first chapter, I have to say it really was surprisingly bright and cheerful for the most part. At least until the latter parts of the chapter, things were honestly quite pleasant. I wonder how many readers at that point in the game could have even imagined how brutal and dark the main story would turn out to be. Hello, Rico Ralph. Welcome to the stream.
Up until the second chapter began, I imagine many people thought you were the game's protagonist, Mel.
I did. Not that he could have handled that kind of responsibility, of course. Let me guess, because I'm spineless. It's a question of experience. Only someone who's been through the kind of mistreatment and misfortune Michel has would have been able to free me. Oh, I didn't know you had it that bad, Michel.
It's, not something I care to talk about.
To start things off, he was physically and emotionally abused by a psychopathic woman by the name of
Not another word, Morgana!
Well, whatever happened, it sounds like it was rough. You have my sympathies.
Getting pity from you just makes me irrationally angry. Hold still so I can give you a good whack to the jaw, but...
Oh my god! Fine, oh my god! We get the Mel Boss battle now, oh my god! Whoa! You were just defending me a dozen lines back, and now you want to hit me! You two get along oddly well, you know. There's something about Michel that almost makes him feel like he's my age.
I have a good 10 years on you.
He did spend 13 years locked up in isolation from the world. It's hardly a surprise he stopped aging mentally. Whoa! You were locked up for 13 years? Wow, now I really feel bad for you.
Prepare...
Oh my god! Jeez. I can just picture that after this, like, they can do one of those cartoon cloud fights that's like, it's just like a cloud with fists flying throughout it, like, weird sound effects, like, oh,
I'll show you!
Oh god, the wickets! And like, Morgana's just looking like at the camera with a smile on her face as this cloud is like bouncing all around the rose garden.
Prepare for the beating of a lifetime, boy!
Oh my god! Why? I just said I felt bad for you. Your sympathy is by and large a ruse. Really ever do you genuinely mean it? That's not true.
We've gotten off track. Merely is on the surface a friendly, kind-hearted young man, but he has a tendency to stumble and cower back when things get difficult, in part due to the lack of self-esteem mentioned earlier. And in the final chapter, he started off in a very difficult situation, so he was submissive and a constant source of pathetic complaining.
Spineless and submissive. There's no hope for you, is there?
I think he would make for a fairly respectable young man if he could overcome that weakness. The end of the final chapter was in part a result of him reaching that point.
See? When push comes to shove, I come through! Go Mel!
Have you forgotten the part where you sold me out?
Sorry about that.
One's environment does also have a significant effect on their behavior. Well, that about covers what's on the cue card.
I felt like I just spent the whole time getting railed on. Not that I can blame you, I guess, considering how I acted over the course of the game.
In the end, you did manage to prove a good ally, though.
Thanks. I'm glad I could be of assistance.
If you're trying to end this on a pleasant note, I won't have it.
Him being somewhat helpful in an alternate version of events that never actually occurred doesn't change the fact that he gave me up like the spineless wuss he is!
Oh, give him a break, would you? The game's over.
Oh god! This could be a different game entirely, and I would still hold it against him. Though I suppose I could be a little less incessant about it. We do have a guest, after all. Now I think it's time we went to see someone else. What? You're leaving already? Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping we could maybe go for a walk out in the sun. Have a picnic together or something.
So you can weaken me, and then what do you do to me?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Really, you think I'd be doubling the stream length if I did both of them today? Then in that case, you know what, let me just edit the stream title. I'll just do carrot cake next time then. I'll do carrot cake next time if it's as long as this. Okay. I'll just do it next time. Like, there's no rush for seabed. So, yeah, I'll just do it next time then. Just to get all the OG Fata Morgana stuff, done. Yeah, I'll do carrot cake next time. So, you know what? I didn't realize it'd be this long, so... Yep, one more Fata Morgana stream after this. It's not even part of this game, too. It's a separate thing I had to download. It's a... Carrot Cake is a little bonus thing that the developers made for April Fool's 2015. If you suggest a walk around a lake, I'll tie rocks to your feet and push you in! Farewell, Mel. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate.
And you just tried to say you're not theatrical.
Oh, shut up! Yeah. Bye, Morgana. Michel. Okay. Time for Yukimasa. You want to say him? Well, whatever you'd like. Michel, you go first. I don't want to get jump scared or skewered or whatever.
So I can be a meat shield again.
We came to pay you a visit, you psychopathic monster.
Is that what I am? A psychopath? If nothing else, you are most certainly the character in this game that poses the most danger to others. That's fair. Most of the dead ends are on me as well. You really need to learn how to show some regard for human life. I just lose control of myself. There's nothing I can do about it.
There were jump scares in the early part of the story. That's totally fine, Apparition. We just have another Fata Morgana stream, that's all. There's no rush on Seabed. There's nothing I can do about it.
This is murder we're talking about here. Do something about it!
Of all the characters in the game, he was the most dramatically two-faced. The illustrations in the second chapter were honestly quite shocking.
I feel terrible for Pauline.
So, what brings you two here? It's a behind-the-scenes extra, so we're here to discuss you as a character. The staff even provided us with notes. I see. Do you not think the setting's worth talking about at all, then? You want to talk about the setting? You, the Japanese guy who barged in out of nowhere in what was supposed to be a gothic suspense horror game. am living for Morgana's sass.
Out of curiosity, were you also Japanese in the final chapter?
I couldn't tell you. I don't have most of my memories. What does the staff have to say about that?
From somewhere in Asia.
That's incredibly vague.
That's it. There is apparently a reason for the ambiguity. The main theme of your story is boundaries, it says.
Oh wow. I was expecting madness or brutality or beasts or multiple personalities. I don't actually have multiple personalities. It's just an act. That's nothing to gloat about, my dear.
Anyway, it says here you're a character that straddles a number of different boundaries. Sanity and madness, humanity and barbarity.
Also, faithfulness and infidelity. I committed no infidelity. I never slept with the white-haired girl. Only because all you need in a relationship is peace and a tether. You have a point.
You conceded that point rather easily.
And once you cross out of those boundaries, you quickly lose control of yourself. You really are a strange man. You know that? You weren't quite so bad in the final chapter, but in the second, it was almost unbelievable how downright maniacal you got. I expect my curse had some influence there, though.
On that note, it also says here that the writer thought Chapter 2 seemed unusually long, until they realized it was in no small part thanks to Yukimasa's cackling.
At least you were having fun.
Of everyone, I'm sad, probably most worried about how you turned out after the ending.
I swore I would resist the temptations. God! I doubt that stopped you from laughing like a madman as you strangled puppies and smashed kitten skulls. God, I wish I could be human.
Sounds like some twisted version of Pinocchio.
Once the reveal finally happened, it was almost hilarious how vapid the merchant's character became. Like when you told Pauline, perhaps my adoration had grown so strong it had turned you into transcendent beauty like Cleopatra herself. Women like to hear such things about themselves.
You're terrible.
And then you went and killed one of your crewmates out at sea and told Pauline, no, there was no trouble. When you got back! You're as black-hearted as they come. You don't have to tell me. I'm aware.
That's an odd point to get snippy over.
He has no concern whether he is a good or a bad man. Only with whether he's a man or beast. Again, I am aware.
I really hope I never run into him again outside the extras.
next to the rest of the cast. It's oddly refreshing how forward you are about your atrociousness, and despite being so much worse than any of them. It almost makes me think you're so hopeless that it's not even worth bothering. That doesn't mean I'll forgive you, of course.
At least give Pauline a good life, please. That's not exactly reassuring.
I will do what I can.
You know, for all your smile around Pauline, you're about as stone-faced as...
Oh, goddammit, that's Morgana. You know, for all you smile around Pauline, you're about as stone-faced as Michel around everyone else. In fact, I'd say Michel had you beat in the final chapter.
We all know his smile's fake, though.
Indeed. And it's only ever been for Pauline, no one else. Both in the second chapter and the final chapter.
Maybe we should rename you the Masked Man.
That makes him sound like a superhero.
You do your best, my dear, and try to blend into society, would you? Now, I think we've spent more than enough time with this beast, so let's be off, shall we? Oh my god, they literally did! They changed his title!
You're leaving. Goodbye, Angel. And goodbye, Witch.
How many times do I have to tell you? I am not an angel!
And for what it's worth, I'm not a witch any longer either.
So I'm the only non-human left of the cast, then. Oh. How unfortunate.
Someone really needs to do something about him.
There's nothing anyone can do but leave him be. Farewell, Yukimasa. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate.
Farewell.
Oh, you want to go see him, do you? Well, if that's what you want, I suppose I can take you. Ah, I love this music. Why, hello there. How's your fragile male ego holding up? That's exactly what I said about him in chapter 3, my god. I am genuinely glad to see you. However, I must ask, why did you bring him along with you? Why do you never come see me alone? About as well as always, I see. I mean you only the best. In fact, there's a great deal I still need to tell. And you wonder why I don't want to see you.
He got pathetic real quick after the final chapter ended, huh? Damn it. What do you even see in that man?
I knew! I fucking knew. Yes, yeah. Morgana totally has a crush on Michel.
He's just a filthy Frenchman with disgustingly long hair. The hair's one thing, but I can't change where I was born. Not a single damn good thing has ever come out of France.
Oh my god, Jacopo and your casual racism.
Some say French is one of the three great cuisines of the world. But anyone with a functional tongue knows Italian is vastly superior.
Oh my god. Honestly, Twitter is just a horrible invention upon mankind. Seriously. Ah, jeez.
They call themselves part of the civilized world, when in reality they're just a bunch of stuck-up snobs.
They probably do, Zenman. They probably do. They probably do.
Simpletons left the phone of a...
I can't read that. Joie nouveau. I can't read that. God damn it.
But I tell you, the wine my country produces is far higher quality. Stunned into silence in the face of the immutable truth, are you? I hope you get lost in the Louvre and starve to death, you bigoted prick!
Hell yeah! Alright, Michel! My god! Oh my god! Oh, look at that. You hurt his feelings, Michel.
I swear, he's definitely in the running for the most obnoxious character in the game. So, what brings you two here?
We're here to discuss your character as part of this behind-the-scenes extra. Although I do think fragile masculinity does a wonderful job describing you. Totally does. Seriously, that's literally what I said during chapter 3, so it really clearly anyone who criticized that clearly did not read the story. Cause I can't think of a better word to describe him, honestly. Better phrase, I should say. You like to make a big show of things, but the reality is, if you had simply swallowed your pride for 2 seconds and said what you really felt, told the truth, almost all of this could have been avoided. It's nigh unbearable watching you flounder around like a buffoon.
I almost feel bad for him. Almost. I think you've probably chided him enough, Morgana. He was kind of caught between a rock and a... Shut your mouth, Frenchman! I don't need you to defend me! All I want to know from you is why you're with Morgana! You do realize he's a rosy-eyed romantic, don't you, Morgana? You saw him swooning over some silly spring snow for God's knows how many lines! You telling me that whole exchange was a gag inducing? Seriously? Why him? You really are insufferable.
Seeing a man overcome with such jealousy is just sad.
God damn it. You just don't get it. I won't deny Michel is a bit of a romantic, but he also probably wouldn't lock someone in a tub.
Oh, that's goddamn it. Fucking hell, I suck at reading the titles. I won't deny Michel is a bit of a romantic, but he also probably wouldn't lock someone in a tower and throw away any chance he might have had at redemption. So I'd say he's preferable to any of you.
Good. He's preferable, really the best I can manage.
Really? Are you sure, Morgana? Because it sure seems like you do. Furthermore, I do not have any feelings of that variety for him. Michel and I, we're gods!
Where? What now?
We others have been graced by overflowing divinity. We share a special connection. Oh no, come on, yeah, right. Morgana, you are so full of shit. You are so full of shit, Morgana. You have a crush on him. Morgana is the real tsundere. We share a special connection. One you could never hope to have.
More like going overboard on jewelry.
Okay, well, I've had my fun. Let's make our way to another room, shall we?
Wait, hold up! What happened to discussing my character?
Oh my god!
The cue card I was given for you was blank. What? It couldn't be. I'm joking, yes. You're kind of an asshole, you know.
Oh my god! Hot kettle black much? Jeez. Exactly!
Yes, because you're one to talk. It says here that fundamentally Yakubo is pure of heart. Oh. Though he acts proud and egotistical, he actually feels a great deal of debt and responsibility to those who allowed him to reach his position of power. He generally means well, but he has great difficulty actually communicating his feelings. You have no right to get on my case about communication problems, Frenchman. Yours are on a very, very different level. So, there's something I've begun to notice. Your character's a little too similar to mine.
Oh, jeez.
In what way? You and I are both pure-hearted types, and we were born into less than ideal circumstances. That's not where I take real issue. To start, we talk too much alike. You try to act a little more polite around others, but on your own, your voice is uncomfortably similar to mine. But I showed up before you in the game, and you know what that means, don't you? You're the copycat! I can't deal with this right now. And besides, I first appear at the end of chapter 2, before you're introduced. My logic is infallible!
Jeez. Oh my god, yep. Yeah, Zenman, yep. Yeah. I can say those who would say that absolutely identify with Jacopo.
Your voice, au natural, is actually more childish than you present yourself. Or did you think I somehow wasn't aware of that fact? You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
You could try dropping the tough guy act. It's not actually attractive at all.
Well, if you insist, I suppose I could...
Let's go.
Wait! I didn't even get a sentence in and you're leaving?
Oh my god, that's amazing! May our souls never cross paths again in the boundless sphere of fate.
No! Let them, damn it!
Okay, you guys, before we move on to the other characters, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's see. That covers the 3 perpetrators. Next, why don't we pay a visit to those who were close to them?
About that, there's something I've been wondering.
And what might that be?
They weren't directly involved in anything that happened to you, yet they still seem to have been made guilty by association.
That's true. None of them did anything to me specifically. I've no intention of apologizing, though.
Of course not, that's not in your character. Morgana apologizing. Now there's a scene I could not imagine for the life of me.
That said, I will try to go easier on them. Though I doubt I could come up with much to berate them for.
I would appreciate that.
Let us be off then. And I guess we'll go in order again. So you want to see that rambunctious little girl, do you? Well, that's your choice to make. It's the Cetus and my second brother. Have you come to play? I have all sorts of card games to choose from. And if you'd like, I'll even make you some tea. Go on, pick a game. Let's play something. No, we're not here to play.
Morgana seems rather uncomfortable.
What? You're not? Pshaw! What brings you here then? We're playing all the major characters in the game a visit for a behind-the-scenes extra. You were next on the list. Oh? Does that mean you're going to talk about me or something? That it does. Surely everyone knows everything they already need to know about me. I'm the most adorable princess in all the land. I'd like to know how your head works, that you can say things like that about yourself without even blinking. You're pretty yourself, now that your face is better. Oh, Morgana's blushing, I bet.
She just can't seem to take control of the conversation.
I will say, it rather surprises me to hear you say that. Oh? Why? You were rather brutal to the white-haired girl in Chapter 1. So I assumed that was how you were with all women. Huh! I only had a problem with her because she hooked up with my dearest Mel. Anyone who tries to get close to my Mel must be exterminated!
The poor white-haired girl didn't stand a chance.
You're not interested in my Mel like that, are you, Saintess? The only thing I'm interested in doing to your brother is cursing him for all eternity! Oh, that's nice, Zenman. I'm glad that's over. No, don't curse Mel. I don't care about the Lord or his bodyguard, but leave Mel out of it. I have to wonder, what exactly do you see in that spineless runt? He's handsome and kind, just like a prince. How superficial. If those are your only criteria, this white-haired giant would qualify too, wouldn't he?
What?
No, he couldn't be my prince. Michel would never give me a rose necklace or tell me how adorable I am or smile at me. What kind of prince is that?
Mostly because I've been trying to avoid earning your excessive affection. I'm not sure how I feel about being berated for not making the same mistake as Mel. So, let's move on to Nellie's profile then. Though, well, as you can see, her character largely boils down to excessively adores her older brother.
Oh no, the stream is lagging. Oh god damn it, that hasn't happened in a very long time. It should be okay now at least. Is it better right now? Yeah, it looks fine. It just, Oh no. You think it's good now? Okay. OBS is giving me a red signal, but... Yeah, the kilobytes per second are dropping for some reason. Yeah, I got a bunch of drop frames here. Oh, God. Jeez. It's all good? Great, okay.
You need to take those rose-tinted goggles off, girlie.
Hey, I do not! You make it sound like my adoration is a bad thing.
He's a very self-centered young girl, generally overflowing with energy, but also struggling with his status as a noble. The final chapter is perhaps a better representation of what that was like for her.
God, what is up with the lagging? There is no reason for it to be doing that. There is no reason for it to be doing this. Looks like it's okay now, at least. Oh, thank God it's back to green. Okay.
How, while she appears to be quite blessed in many ways, that's not actually the case.
I wonder if you seem less obnoxious in the final chapter than the first, because you were sickly and had been forced into poverty. She did seem a lot less obnoxious. The last thing I care about is stuffy parties. Oh no, OBS, what are you doing? God damn it. It had just given me a green signal. I can't stand dancing with boys I don't even like. All that hand-kissing stuff. So stupid it makes my head hurt. And there's the train.
Crap. I can kind of sympathize with her on that.
It's not all terrible, though. I probably would have been a bit less snippy in the first chapter if I didn't have to deal with that jerkwad Arthur.
What kind of person would you have preferred, then?
My Mel.
Why did I even ask?
Although, if it's just for a dance partner, I could settle for Michel. Let's dance right here, right now. Attend to your princess like a proper prince should.
I don't even know how to dance.
Give it a try. Oh, that's Morgana. Sorry.
Give it a try.
I don't remember Arthur. I don't think he had a sprite.
I'm sure it'll be loads of fun. For you, maybe.
You saying you won't dance with me? You're a terrible brother, jerk, but...
It's not true. I won't dance with anyone. Not only do I not know how, I have little interest.
You're no fun. You're no fun at all.
Because I refuse to be your plaything.
If you won't dance with me, then we'll have to do something else. You already know your singing is bad enough to make someone go deaf, Michel. So maybe the saintess could sing for us instead.
You want me to sing?
I'm sure it'll be great. You have a beautiful voice.
I actually wouldn't mind hearing that. Not that I think she'll do it.
Okay then, as you wish. Really?
Oh, you're actually going to sing?
Would you rather I didn't?
I didn't say that. I didn't expect you would.
Yay! I'm so excited! You sit down here next to me, Michel. We'll listen together. What's going on?
Morgana, you brainwashed Nellie.
That shouldn't have happened. It was just a regular hymn. Oh my god!
You underestimate how much effect your voice has on people.
Well, then maybe you should have stopped me.
I underestimated it too. I'm feeling kind of spacey myself. Nellie. Hey, Nellie. Come back to us, Nellie.
Nelly! Da 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 da. Doesn't seem to be working. She'll be a zombie for a few more hours at least. Damn. Let's move on, shall we?
You're just going to leave her like this.
You expect us to keep our guest here waiting, watching her doing nothing. She'll be fine.
Okay. Take care, Nellie.
Oh my god, jeez. Oh my god. Time for Pauline. Let's go. You want to see her, do you? Well, she's harmless, so why not? Let's be off then. Oh, hello there. It's nice to see the two of you.
Whoa, what are we doing out here?
I was thinking about the ocean, and the next thing I knew, here I was. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be a good extra without something inexplicable happening.
Oh, it's so bright.
Since we're here, what do you say we go grab a boat and go out onto the water?
I think I'd just shrivel up and die out there. Could we at least stay on land, please?
Oh, that's too bad. But I understand. Your health is more important, Michel. We can talk here. You can ask me anything. Girl advice, guy advice, something more personal.
We're not here for advice. We came here to have a behind-the-scenes look at your character.
Behind the scenes? Like with inside of information? Something like that. My character's not all that complicated, though. At least I don't think so.
It says on your cue card that she has a tendency to put blind faith in people.
Yeah. I realized that in the final chapter. After Maria got on my case about it. It is true you tend to have your head in the clouds, and are exceptionally loose with your trust. But that ultimately wouldn't have been an issue if that psychopathic monster, well, were anything resembling sane. Hey, don't talk about Yukimasa like that! He's a good guy, he just sometimes goes into a dissociative state and commits atrocities.
Whoa, 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 whoa! How can you still say that after what he did to you?
I... What happened to you in Chapter 2 was terrible. Both then and in the final chapter, you were completely innocent. A victim of your taste in men. What do you even see in that thing? Originally, I thought I liked him because he was a hard-working, honest man. But now that I know the truth, I think it was more of a case of I felt I had to do something for him.
What you should do is stay far, far away from him.
I think subconsciously I picked up on his precariousness, and I want to be there for him. Like I said, a victim of your taste in men. I guess.
That said, I think you're one of the few people who can keep him on a leash. So the world would probably be a better place with you keeping a watchful eye on him.
Maybe I'll actually put a leash on him. Like a little doggy collar. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Oh, my God, Michel!
Then I probably shouldn't say I thought it was a good idea.
Oh, Michel, there's another note on the cue card you haven't read yet. Oh, are you planning on skipping that one?
I'm not sure I should.
It's on the card. You should read it. Huh?
Alright, so, just for the record, I'm only saying this because it's on the card.
Okay. Oh my God!
She has the second largest breasts of any character in the game.
Oh my God. Am I allowed to take him to court for that?
I told you that's what was on the card!
You could have at least been a little less straight about it.
But I am straight!
You seem to be pretty dense when it comes to things like that, though.
I was exiled before I had the chance to learn how to properly interact like an adult.
Don't think I didn't see awkwardly sneaking glances at her as you read the card. It makes me wonder if what it said on your card is true. Or if you actually prefer big boobs.
I was not, and it doesn't matter what my preferences are.
I don't think I have any choice but to take this to court.
Faith is literally your character, so why would you put any in me? I saw that!
Something else I appreciated about Yukimosa. He never gave girls inappropriate looks.
Probably because his targeting system was calibrated differently.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about him. I know he's a good guy, and that's all that matters.
It's almost terrifying how she can trust him so much. Giselle can also be deeply trusting, but at least she's able to acknowledge what kind of person she's placing that trust in. But Pauline, she's definitely blind.
You look like you have something on your mind, Michel. Want to say that out loud and see how it goes?
No, it's nothing.
Pauline, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. Oh? Are you a virgin? What? Oh my god, Morgana!
What?
A nun as a nun in service of the Lord. You are required to maintain your chastity. Furthermore, you are known as the Saintess. So to break that vow would be the utmost act of sacrilege. Absolutely. Of course I am. Oh. Good.
Words cannot describe how awkward this is.
Now I think it's time we headed off. Have a good day, and may God bless. Please refrain from invoking my father's name like that. It's disrespectful, coming from a woman who yearns after worldly pleasure. Sorry.
Yikes.
Farewell. And finally, Maria. So you wish to see her, do you? I'm not very comfortable around her, but as you wish. Oh, well, if it isn't Morgana. It's been forever. It has been some time, yes. Y'all are not gonna find me down there, Morgana. Come on, show me that pretty little face of yours. No need to hide it. Do you not bear a grudge against me? Oh, why would I, sugar? Of everyone, you deserve least to fall under my curse. You happen to have known the Lord, and that was all. You even took care of me at the brothel.
Is that some legitimate regret I'm sensing?
Oh, shucks. Water under the bridge. No point in holding it over you. If anything, that sack of shit Jacopo's to blame.
Meanwhile, no one has sympathy for him.
Besides, I did kind of fuck you over pretty hard in the 3rd chapter. That wasn't me. Well, not exactly. But she was supposed to be a part of y'all, wasn't she? At least at first, I wasn't planning to cause the madman as much grief as I did. Madam, I mean, sorry. Well, once I got started, it just spiraled out of control, you know? And I just started cackling like a mad woman.
Maria's a kind of terrifying woman.
But you ultimately tripped up at the end. You should have aimed for where the bastard's weakest. His poor, fragile masculinity. Or the head. Either works. See now, sugar? That's my problem. I don't really think before I act. I just kind of run with my instinct. I'm betting the third chapter only went as well as it did, because all I had your curse helping me out. Most likely. But y'all know it's a real work of art. My profile on the website, it says I'm her only ally. Woo-wee! When in reality, I was her greatest foe.
I don't think that's something to be proud of.
Your transformation in the third chapter was a sight to behold indeed. You even looked like a completely different person. I am a girl of many faces. I have to say, I prefer you like this. Crass but not too vulgar, and with everything out in the open. I'm totally with you there, girl. Playing so many roles is hard fucking work. I imagine. Anyway, y'all are not here just to shoot the shit, are ya? Ah, yes. We came to discuss your character for this behind-the-scenes extra. Go on, Michel. Quit staring off into space and read the card.
I was going to read the card, but
Now what is it, sugar? Some kind of mind-blowing revelation? Well, you don't have to wait for me. I'm all ears.
It's blank.
It's what now?
I'm not kidding. It's completely blank.
Hey, what the hell? Get your asses out here, staff, and explain yourselves! Why is Ma the only one with nothing on it? No themes, no profiles, no nothing?
I suppose it means you're exactly what you appear to be.
In a way, that could be considered better than everyone else, with their secrets and ambiguous motivations. It's still a shitty thing to do. At least give me a theme or something. We could come up with one if you want.
I'd need some time to think about it.
Better make it a good one. Let's see. How about sisterhood? Huh? Seriously, sugar? That's not what I expected at all. It was the first thing that came to mind. Huh. Now that ain't half bad. I figured you'd go with something little more pointed, like betrayal or sluttiness.
How about self-deprecation?
So you think of me like a sister, do you, Morgana? I'm cool with that. Chin up, girl. I'm not down there.
Is she blushing?
Oh my god.
Morgana! Out of curiosity, would you consider Giselle to be like a sister too?
She's more like a pet. Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, I'm glad to see y'all are doing well. Or chugging along, at least. Hard to say anyone's doing well when we're all dead, huh?
She sounds way too jolly about that.
I know this is just an extra, but I'm still glad we had this chance to talk.
Morgana.
Me too. looks like y'all have grown a bit. Morgana I knew would never have admitted that. We should get going. Oh, well, here's hoping we meet again, sugar. Later, Morgana. Someday, perhaps. Ah! That was sweet. That's the last of that group. Only a few more to go.
You mean that wasn't everyone?
Unless you want that to be everyone.
Oh, right. It'll be nice seeing my brothers again.
Yep, that's right, his brothers. Off we go then. Oh my god! Amy is actually here! Holy shit! Oh boy, well, let's get her out of the way. Oh my god. As you wish. Let's go see what Ivy...
Wait, slow down! How could she possibly be here? You never summoned her, and she had no reason to find her way here like my brothers.
It's an extra. I can do whatever I want.
Hold on. She doesn't even have a sprite.
That's something I would say! That won't be a problem. All we have to do is switch to portrait mode.
Switch to portrait mode.
I didn't even know they were gonna do that.
This can't be happening.
Michel, your face. You're not looking very protagonisty. Why, hello there, Michel. It's been quite some time. I see you found enough guts to show your face around me again. No. No need to glare. I was your first love, wasn't I?
That was just hormones. I never had any romantic feelings for you.
Right. You only lusted after me.
There's something I've always wanted to tell you.
Oh? And what might that be?
Your smile. Your smile is goddamn terrifying!
And off he goes. I take back what I said about him finding his guts. Give me a moment, I'll bring him back. No. That was shameful, Michel. I thought you were a man.
Morgana, make this quick, please.
She did quite a bit of damage to him, huh? Okay, so according to the cue cards, if you were to rank the characters in Fata Morgana by how evil they are, the three biggest, baddest women in the game would be Amy, Maria, and Morgana. Wait a second. Why is my name on that list? No, I will not accept that. Maria wasn't that bad in my time either.
Please just keep reading.
Oh, fine, you're in quite the hurry. Amy, though, she's pure evil. Well, that's not very nice. Maria and I had our reasons for what we did, but she tortured people for the joy of it. Oh, no. I would never dream of doing such a thing. She's the masked woman to go along with our masked man. They'd probably make a fine pair.
I somehow doubt that two of their type would be able to get along very well at all. And unlike him, she likes to take her time, draw it out as long as possible.
And much like what you said before you ran off, Michel, it says here that Amy smiles a lot, but it's generally a fake smile. Oh no. All my smiles are entirely genuine. See?
You can't fake not faking it! It doesn't work that way!
How rude. I could see you're turning out to be the puppet master of the Bollinger family. You had your claws in them pretty deep, didn't you? Is that important?
You damn monster!
Listen carefully, Michel. You were born at the stake. I live the life of luxury. I don't need to tell you whose methods are superior, do I?
That only applies for my life. I'm more than happy now.
Is that so? Well, I suppose congratulations are in order.
Let's get out of here, Morgana.
Farewell, Michel. We'll probably never see each other again.
That was exhausting.
Okay, now the brothers. All right then, off we go. Oh, hey there, Michel, Morgana. How's it hanging?
Hold on. Why are you still painting?
I know. It just kind of feels right. More my image. I guess the readers probably associate me with more with this than my human form too.
Maybe, but still.
Oh, it ain't the end of the world, little bro. Being a painting's actually quite nice. A bummer not being able to move around, but that aside, there's plenty to watch.
Oh, I never made that connection. You were here for all the first 3 chapters, weren't you?
Sure was. You have no idea how bamboozled I was when the white-haired girl first showed up. It was like my painting had come to life.
Did you not think she was me?
Why would I? You're nothing alike. I mean, you might look a little like that as a kid, but you were definitely not that docile. So does that mean I'm the only one who thought she was him? Probably.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Georges.
You're my brother. I wouldn't confuse you for anyone. If you're trying to make yourself sound like a good brother, you're going to have to try harder than that. You and the knight still exiled him to this mansion and cut off all communication.
Morgana, I've already said I don't hold that against them anymore.
She's got a point, though. I was so busy with my work, it just kind of slipped my mind. I really am sorry about that. So much for family. But enough of that. The cue cards, Michel. Read his profile for our guest.
I'm not exactly comfortable saying this to my brother's face.
Oh? What's it say? Some really dark secret?
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Fine. I'll read it if you don't want to. Let's see here. He's the biggest dumbass in the game! Harsh, man, harsh.
I don't think you're supposed to find that funny, Georges.
I can agree with that assessment. Either his head is empty or he needs to learn to use it a little more. I promise you, I've done tons of thinking since becoming a painter. Felt really bad about a whole bunch of crap. That's not really my style though, so it never lasted very long.
I wish it were that easy for me.
You know, of the three... Sorry, I had a hiccup. Bollinger Brothers, I do kind of stick out. With all my love, you and Dee are both more the struck up the bum type. So maybe I am illegitimate.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that turned out to be the case.
Out of curiosity, what do all of the different Bollingers look like? Dee and Mom have blonde hair, Dad has shoulders brown, I are jet black, and Michel, well, you know what he looks like. You can't possibly be legitimate. I'll keep praying that ain't the case. Anyway, this conversation is going nowhere, so we should head out.
Well, already?
Take me with you at least.
Hold on, I'll get you down from there.
No, you are not bringing him. All he does is make noise.
Well, I tried.
Oh well, that's too bad. Take care anyway, Michel.
You too. Oh, and Georges?
What's up?
I'm praying your soul wasn't extinguished.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, little bro.
See you again.
I hope so too. GDA, the final brother. All right, well, if you want to see him, we'll have to head down to the entrance. Yep, I thought they would keep this portrait.
Ah, Michel. I beg you, punish me for my sins.
Huh.
Hold on, wait, what? I released you from your regrets at the end of the game, so I reverted to how we found you. Why not? This is an extra. That doesn't mean I have to like it. Canon or not, nothing can erase my crimes. Please, Didier, don't! You're just making it uncomfortable for me to be here. I see. Well, if you insist. I guess they're just going to leave that graphic up. I will say, I'm rather fond of that armor. I'd like to wear some, just once. You're welcome to try it on if you'd like. Now you can read my mind! No, but I can read your face.
Why not?
I think I'll pass. Armor wouldn't suit me. It probably wouldn't fit me either. Are you certain? I don't have nearly enough muscle to look the part. Maybe I should start working out.
Oh yes, Knight. I have something I want to ask you.
Oh? What might that be?
You don't remember killing Georges at the end of the game, do you?
Morgana, is this really the time?
Your list of sins grows longer at night.
I not only murdered Michel, but Georges as well. I must be punished. Hang me upon the cross. I am unworthy to call myself a knight. And he's gone. Once again racked by guilt. You weren't kidding when you said this extra didn't respect the tone of the game, were you? My brothers are not your playthings. This is supposed to be a happy reunion.
You're going to drive yourself mad if you fret over every little thing wrong with this extra. Now we should get going. And that's the last of them. I suppose it's about time to draw this to an end.
What? Haven't we missed one very important character?
Yep, you. And who would that be? Oh, and the white-haired girl. That's true.
The white-haired girl.
She's no longer in this world.
She...
Her soul has been erased.
But this... You said you could do whatever you wanted because this is an extra.
Within reason, I cannot bring back that which no longer exists. She lives on within your memory. She wouldn't ask for anything more. Yep, Javi. I think Javi is the only sprited character that was completely and utterly forgotten after his chapter.
That doesn't make it any less sad.
Giselle is waiting. We should head back. Oh, she's in the maid outfit again. Hello, Ruka. We're almost done. Welcome to the stream. Oh, hello. Welcome back, Michel and Morgana.
Giselle, what are you wearing?
This felt more appropriate to say farewell in. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Anything goes here.
Except when it doesn't.
All right, everyone. Squeeze in for one last illustration. And don't forget to smile for our readers. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is amazing! Oh my god! I love this! Oh my god, I love Morgana's grumpy face! Oh, jeez. Thank you very much for reading all the way to the end of our extra.
And likewise, thank you very much for reading to the end of the game.
If our stories had any sort of impact on you, you couldn't ask for anything more. And hopefully they don't just remember them as comically tragic.
It did have a happy ending, though.
I'm not convinced you can call that an entirely happy ending myself. There's at least one person who's not coming back. And do we even know if you got the body you wanted? Whether he did or not, we're together. And we have a future. They do look like a family, Lambda. We'll make it work. If you say so. We hope you enjoyed playing the house in Fata Morgana. The staff and localization team put their hearts and souls into this game, and every satisfied reader validates that effort.
It took a long time to get to this point. The first draft of the script was completed in 2009.
So 4 years after the initial release, and then another 3 to come out in English. That's a bit excessive if you ask me. Well, hopefully the effort resulted in something worthy of all the time it took. And hopefully whatever they make next doesn't take quite as so long. Actually, the team's next game has already been released. Wait, has it? Why was I not informed of this? We were keeping it a surprise.
This is my domain. I do not appreciate surprises.
Now don't throw a fit, my dear.
And that's my phrase, thank you very much! And on that note, we have an exciting announcement.
Yep, we will be playing this, absolutely, eventually. The follow-up to the House of Morgana, A Requiem for Innocence, will also be coming out in English in 2016. Damn, so it looks like starring Morgana here. That looks really cool. Releasing both games in the same year. Are we sure the localization team can handle that, considering how long this one took?
They don't have much of a choice at this point. The announcement's been made. There's no taking it back now.
I hope they have lots of caffeine then. I have faith in them.
That makes what?
Oh, that makes one of us.
Let's say 2. Or 1.5, maybe.
Well, I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Unless you're reading this and it's already out. It is. That would make us look very silly.
Anyway, enough diversions. Thank you very much for sticking with us to the end, and we hope to see you again relatively soon.
Bye, and I hope you like the game enough to pick up A Requiem for Innocence. I already bought it long ago. Farewell, my dear. And may we all say, Go Team Michel!
Go Team Michel! Morgana?
Go Team Michel. Oh, I got an achievement for it. Oh my god, there's chimneys in the achievement! Oh my god! Well, you guys. That was awesome. Yeah, it took up pretty much regular stream time. So, basically, there was another extra that actually isn't a part of the game called Carrot Cake. That, it turns out, I guess, I'm just going to delay Seabed for a bit. And next time we're going to do that. And that will be the true end of the first part of House and Fata Morgana. I am absolutely going to do Requiem. But it won't be right after. I am definitely going to do it this year, though, so don't worry. Okay, so until next time, where we get into some more silliness with the April Fool's 2015 special, Carrot Cake, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.